your source for no-nonsense tech. Thank you guys for watching. We have a great comparison here for you guys today. The Samsung Galaxy Note 5, which was literally just released, against the LG G4. Both are their respective manufacturer's flagship device. In the case of Samsung, of course, the Note is the phablet quote-unquote flagship, whereas they do have the Galaxy S line as well. LG, on the other hand, their high-end flagship device is the G4, which was also recently released. So we're going to go ahead and look at these two devices, delve in-depth into their software and hardware, and basically allow you guys to decide which one you think is a better device, or if you're currently in the market or looking for an upgrade, whether or not either of these will be a better choice for you. All right, first thing first, thank you guys for watching Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech and cell phone repair. So if you guys have any concerns in relation to cell phone repair, don't hesitate to ask us. You can text message me. I'll leave my number in the comment or in the description below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video for more no-nonsense tech, mobile tech reviews, comparisons, as well as gaming videos, which are coming soon. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here with hardware. All right, so let's get started here with actual physical hardware of both devices. We're going to take a look at the Galaxy Note 5 first. All right, you can see now with the Note 5, different from the build you had with the Note 4, it's all glass, of course, on the front. Very little bezel, meaning you don't have much going on the sides. It almost looks like it's all screen, which it isn't, but it almost looks like it is. It's, of course, got the home button, which is also a fingerprint scanner, the back button, and the multitasking key below, 5-megapixel front-facing camera, proximity sensors, etc. On the back, you see the fingerprint magnet, all glass, which they adopted with the Galaxy S6. Beautiful build. You see the curves here on the sides, which, as opposed to the S6 Edge and S6 Edge Plus, the curves are actually on the back of the Note 5. On the bottom, of course, you see the fast charging port, USB, the 3.5mm headphone jack, speakers, the S Pen, which has a springy effect now, power button on the side. Okay, no IR blaster on top, but you have the SIM card tray as well as the volume rockers over here. Thin device, 7.6mm, so it is very thin in terms of its thickness. It's got a smaller battery than previous iteration Notes, specifically the Note 4. It's got a 3000 milliamp battery, and they had to do that to fit the device in this slimmer form factor. So no doubt about it, it's an absolutely gorgeous device, feels good in the hand. It's not too big, but it's not too small. It just feels about right, in my opinion. And it also has a 5.7-inch Super AMOLED Quad HD display rendering over 500 pixels per inch, so it's absolutely gorgeous. It has adaptive display options, AMOLED Cinema Basic. In other words, you could change the display, the way the display is viewed in direct sunlight and in specific lighting circumstances and situations, but you could see in terms of viewing angles, absolutely beautiful. The screen does look like it's painted off, colorful, vibrant, bright. Super AMOLED does generate great blacks. Show you guys what a nice colorful wallpaper looks on this thing. There's my lock screen right there. Okay, go ahead and unlock it. Just put it down, and then we'll get into the specs in a moment as well. All right, and there you see the LG G4 right here. Now, of course, you see the buttons are on the back of this device, but I don't have to actually push the power button to turn on the device. One of the great features about the G4 is I could simply tap on the screen and it'll unlock it. So an all-screen front, of course you have bezel on the sides, plastic or polycarbonate build, no physical buttons, everything's on screen. So you have on-screen home, multitasking, as well as back. You can see on the bottom you have the 3.5mm headphone jack with the charging port. Also charges pretty fast. You have the back plate, which you could change and customize. I have the leather one here. You have the volume rockers, power button, 16-megapixel rear camera, sensor, nothing on the top or the sides except the IR blaster, which is up top. And just in terms of its design, it's a little thicker than the Note 5, but it's still a thin device. It has this curve thing going on. You can see it's a little bit curved. Not as curved as, say, the G Flex, but it does have a slight curve. So when you put this up to your ear to talk, which I think people still do to this day, you're going to get a much better feel on your face. So that's the G4 in terms of its hardware. Let's go ahead and put them atop each other, just so you guys can see here. Okay. So again, because of that curve, it kind of doesn't allow me to put it flat down. And you have it sitting on its back. And the Note 5 has the speaker on the bottom. The G4 has the speaker on the back, so it will be muffled if the phone is laying on its back, but you can see what they look like top of one another here. They're both stunning devices, no doubt about it. I mean, they're definitely both sleek devices. So no complaints in regards to design for either of these phones. Now in terms of specs, the Note 5 is rocking a octa-core processor, 4GB RAM, 64GB internal storage, no external storage, no removable battery, which might anger some people, but the S6 and S6 Edge kind of adopted that whole philosophy, and Samsung has gone the route of creating more of a unibody build with their whole glass finish. It's got, again, a beautiful Quad HD 5.7-inch Super AMOLED display, 16 megapixel rear camera, 5 megapixel front-facing camera, fast charging, and a ton of other bells and whistles, 3,000 milliamp battery. So it's definitely a high-end device, no doubt about it. Spec-wise, it's high-end. Screen-wise, it's absolutely phenomenal looking. So no complaints in terms of the quality and the speed of the Note 5. It's absolutely blazing fast. Again, if I want to just create a folder, drag an icon into another icon, of course you can move around a widget, opening and closing out of apps, very fast, very fluid, immediate to my touch, immediate response. You guys can see that here. Okay, internet, obviously you have the app drawer, you want to check notifications, you want to go to your lock screen and check notifications, unlock, open your camera, which is immediate, go to my gallery, go to my camera here, and then I want to close out of everything. I can simply swipe away apps, or I can click this and I can multitask with their multi-window feature. Or of course, what you can also do is you could just swipe from the top right and you have true multitasking. You can also have pop-up videos if you like to do that through the gallery. X out of that, you can have multiple windows open at the same time, by the way, and I can close out of all of them, and it's gone. So no lag in that regard, in terms of that misconception that Android still has lag, or if a long time has had lag. I really haven't seen it. I customize my phones in a specific manner to avoid any lag. So if you guys are interested in that, contact me and I'll give you a step-by-step on how you guys can do that as well. All right, here we got the LG G4, also very responsive, beautiful screen, 5.5 inches, also a Quad HD 2K resolution, rendering over 500 pixels per inch. Now this thing has a hexa-core processor. The GPUs are different. The Note 5 has a Mali GPU and it's an Exynos processor. The CPUs are different. This has an Exynos. Again, the hexa-core on the G5, as well as 3 gigabytes of RAM, 3264 internal storage. Now the G4 has 3 gigabytes of RAM. I have 32 gigabytes in this one specifically, but it also has a micro SD card slot, so you can expand the storage, as well as a removable battery. So if you want to carry an extra battery around with you, you can absolutely do that. You got a 16 megapixel rear camera, which absolutely takes stunning photos. Quality is great. You also have the front-facing camera, which is phenomenal. Again, all on-screen buttons. All the bells and whistles with the software. And just in terms of hardware, this device may not be the thinnest, but it does feel good in the hand. It is sturdy, and I haven't had any issues in that regard. Now, it could be a little delicate because it is all screen, but the same could be said for the Note. It's all glass. So in terms of delicacy, just don't drop your phone. And if you do and it breaks, contact me. I'll fix it for you guys. All right, in terms of quality, both are absolutely stunning in terms of hardware, no doubt about that. So I think they're equal in that regard. Of course, some people are going to like the Note design over the LG. However, I prefer what the Note has done, but I also prefer what LG has done. It's more simplistic. It doesn't have to look really pretty to be fully functional. Now, speaking of functionality, we can look at their software. Both are running Lollipop, okay? Both have, oh, by the way, wireless charging on both devices. I did want to mention that. Okay, so both are definitely solid in the software category. LG has their overlay with Lollipop, and Samsung has their overlay TouchWiz with Lollipop as well. You can see the notification centers are very similar. You have the toggles up top, which you can edit. Of course, you can adjust them. You have the brightness toggle here, volume toggle here with the LG, whereas with the Samsung, you have just the brightness toggle. Both very bright, by the way, good in direct sunlight. Adaptive display on this, so it'll adapt to direct sunlight. The LG actually adapts a little bit better in terms of it gets really bright if you're in direct sunlight, and the lux rating really improved. So just in that regard, LG is really good in direct sunlight, but then again, so is Samsung. But I will give the edge to LG in that regard. Now again, back to the software. If we go to settings, you guys can see how the settings look on both. Very similar, very simplistic. You can edit, of course, these settings on the Samsung. You can add quick settings. You can also customize both phones, so both have tons of customization features. And if you guys want to get on the, if you guys want to see this in depth, go ahead and check out their individual reviews where I really go in depth on both these devices' software. But you can see smart settings, storage, smart cleaning, so it has its own task manager type app. Of course, wallpapers, themes. So you have themes here on the Samsung. You can download more themes from the Samsung store. A quick circle case, options, shortcut key. etc. So a ton of different settings and options here on both devices, but the difference here with the Note, of course, would be the S Pen. So you guys can see the S Pen here. Okay, and S Pen functionality and how it works. You pull it out, Action Memo, Smart Select, Screen Write, S Note. So a ton of different ways to utilize the S Pen. Of course, you can use it as your primary touch utility. And you can see right here, I can go ahead and send a text message, and I can use the S Pen to write the text message out. You can see if I was to just hold it up there. And again, you have that hover feature as well. Hi, how are you? My handwriting's really messy, guys. Sorry about that. See, so it doesn't really do well on that front. But again, of course, the S Pen doesn't work on the LG. Both also have the ability to do voice to text, so you can always do voice to text, emojis of course on both as well. I'm using the S Pen here on the LG, but you can see just in terms of emojis. Okay, a little lag there on the keyboard, which I get sometimes, but both are Google's keyboard. Of course, both have their respective keyboards as well, which I'll show you guys right now. So Samsung keyboard, LG keyboard. Okay, you can see both look similar, both super responsive in terms of their function, in terms of just pushing on the keys. Both, of course, have that pop-up effect. Swipe, they both have swipe, so you can utilize swipe on both. So in terms of keyboards, both are solid. However, me personally, I use the Google keyboard, just my cup of tea. All right, now looking at their web browsers, you guys can see how these look in terms of their tabs. All right, there you go. Camera-wise, okay, now camera-wise, both are really solid. Both have great quality on the front and rear cameras, okay? Both have burst shot features. So I'm not going to show you guys exactly. I wanted to put this Moto X here or the Moto 360 just to take a picture of it. Show you guys the quality here. Both have really good video quality. A little more trouble focusing with the LG in close proximity, but it's not that hard if you just kind of fiddle with it a little bit. Okay, so both have a ton of different camera features as well. I think LG has a lot more advanced camera features. Like if you go to mode here, for example, you have different modes. Of course, you have modes here on the Samsung as well. You have filters that you can utilize as you're taking the picture. And if I also go to settings, you can see HDR 16:9, auto, simple, manual. So manual will give you all these different high-end features. You have specific customized features here on the camera on the Samsung as well, but it just isn't as prevalent as the LG. You can see all these features here with LG's camera, and the quality is phenomenal on both. So if your thing is camera, I would say really you have no issue. You'll have no issue with either of these devices. They're both high-end cameras. Now the Samsung's a little more vibrant. The screen is Super AMOLED, so it's a little more bright. But you could see the quality on both is really solid, and the same could be said for video quality as well. Now, speaking of sound quality, that's where I think LG kind of gets the nod in terms of sound quality, because I do believe the sound quality on the LG is a little bit louder than the Samsung. I haven't really been impressed with the sound of the Note 5. So in terms of just overall sound, if I was to go here and play, I don't know, let's play the unboxing here. Quality is great, don't get me wrong. And it's loud enough, but I just feel it isn't as...
Hey guys, welcome to Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. Thank you guys for watching. I want to go ahead and just give you a brief intro of what we're doing here. We're going to do a Galaxy Note 5 unboxing. Hey guys, welcome to Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. Thank you guys for watching. I want to go ahead and just give you a brief intro of what we're doing here. We're going to do a Galaxy Note 5 unboxing and...
Okay, you guys can see in terms of video quality, both are actually really solid.
It's 5.7-inch display and...
Okay, so we'll get out of that. Sound quality, video quality, solid on both. QHD, 2K displays, so no issues in either of those regards. You can see Facebook here. No checkerboarding. Now in terms of speed, or in terms of performance speed, that's what we're going to go through next, and then we're going to wrap this up. Again, if you guys want details on both these devices, check out their individual reviews. But you can see if I just open and close out of apps here. Okay, so City Mobile, for example. Oh, that was a little... browser. The fact that this isn't flat on its back, it kind of gets annoying after a while if you leave your phone flat on its back, because it's going to keep doing that. But I mean, it's not the biggest deal again, and if you keep double tapping on your phone, then you're going to get that issue where it does turn off the screen. Okay, you can see their respective calendars, you can see their respective clocks here. All right, so both pretty fast devices, no doubt about that, right? I mean, no complaints out of me. All right, let's see their respective calculators. Okay, again, the notification drawers, app drawers. Now, in terms of just performance, speed-wise, they're both really fast. On Quadrant on the G4, I'm able to get about 30,000. On the Samsung, I'm able to get about 34,000. So they're about equal. I was able to get about 33,000 on the G4 one time as well. So in terms of that regard, they're both pretty solid. Now, in terms of the gallery, you can see a variety of different sharing options, editing options. So they both have the ability to edit the photo and whatnot. So you can see how that works here. Okay, and you can edit the picture, you can change the filters and whatnot. Again, check out the individual reviews for an in-depth software on both these devices. Okay, so I'm not going to go through much more here. That's basically everything I wanted to cover. Then you also have the ability to put Flipboard on this, and you have their smart bulletin, so you have that feature as well, and the ability to add widgets and customize the device to your liking with grid adjustments and whatnot. So now, which device do I prefer? I'm really equal on both. If you guys like the whole Note thing with the S Pen and the the whole glass finish, I would say go with the Samsung. If you like more simplicity, chocolate bar design, something that still functions well and does its job really well, go with the LG. Both devices really solid. However, with that said, the LG is going to cost you much less than the Samsung. So you can get the LG in the second market right now for probably almost half, less than half than what you can get the Note 5 for. So in that regard, it's going to be cheaper. But on contract wise, it's still going to cost you less than the Note 5. But again, the resale value of the G4 is not as high as the Note 5, so you have to keep that in mind as well. The G4 will lose its value immediately upon purchase. All right, there you guys go. Note 5 versus LG G4. If you guys have any questions, please ask me in the comment section below. And if you guys want to watch in-depth reviews of either their software, check out the individual review. Also, contact us if you have any cell phone repair concerns. Thank you guys for watching Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. Yeah.